Later in the show, we're going to talk about the judge in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And we're going to talk about the mom, Wendy Rittenhouse, in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial later in the show. Now, there is now a very wild controversy involving the defense lawyer in the case over the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, a trial of multiple officers who killed Ahmaud Arbery. And that case now is getting attention because the defense attorney there made a wild statement in court that he doesn't want any more black pastors coming into the court and sitting with the family of the victim, Ahmaud Arbery. Now, when he said he doesn't want more black pastors, any sensible person who interprets language would say, so white pastors would be okay, because that sounds racial and that sounds crazy. Let's look at the clip. This is attorney Kevin. I don't actually know whether it's pronounced Kevin Gough or Kevin Gough. This case taking place in Brunswick, Georgia. Here he is saying he's been seeing black pastors coming in to sit with the family of the victim. He doesn't want them in there. Take a listen to this. This is crazy.
Over 100. And the idea that we're going to be serially bringing these people in to sit with the victim's family one after another.
Now, these people, you could say that's edgy enough, but you don't have to wonder because he goes and says, we can't have black pastors coming in here.
Obviously, there's only so many pastors they can have. And if their pastor's Al Sharpton right now, that's fine. But then that's it. We don't want any more black pastors coming in here or other.
And if you're watching, there's a woman you can actually see wearing a red blazer who clearly is instinctively doing a double take, but then resisting the double take and just playing it cool because what this guy is saying is so bonkers.
Jesse Jackson, whoever was in here earlier this week, sitting with the victim's family, trying to influence a jury in this case. And I'm not saying the state is even aware that Mr. Sharpton was in the courtroom. I certainly wasn't aware of it till last night. But I think the court can understand my concern about bringing people in who really don't have any ties to this case other than political interests.
Now, he is not wrong about, listen, people are not connected to the case, and there is a degree to which this can be used to influence the jury. You could make the argument, by the way, there's a militia member who's been sitting in the courtroom in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. We'll get to that later. But the idea of people in the courtroom to influence juries, long-standing topic. There's a legitimate point to be made about tactics to influence juries. But what is the relevance of black pastors? And as soon as you open that door, you just sound completely off the wall. And he then apologized, but actually says, I've been asked to apologize. Now, what I love is that the judge actually says, listen, this court, meaning, in courts in the U.S., when they say the court, they mean the judge. The judge is like, I didn't ask you to apologize. So the fact that you've been asked doesn't really mean anything to me, which is great that the judge did. This judge making a lot more sense than the one in the Rittenhouse trial. And then the apology also includes this classic thing of, if anyone was inadvertently offended, then I apologize. And I've been asked to apologize. What a sincere apology. I'm apologizing if anyone was offended because I've been asked to by others. Anyway, take a look at this. This is the apology.
Your Honor, I've been asked to address some comments the other day. The court hasn't asked me to do that.
I'm not asked anybody to do that. Quite honestly, I think whatever you've been asked to do has not been asked by the court.
Very well. I will.
It's already good. Here we go.
Court note that if my statements yesterday were overly broad, I will follow up with a more specific motion on Monday.
What's funny is the statements weren't overly broad. They were too narrow. That's actually the problem. If he had said more broadly, the revolving door of pastors to sit with the family may be a technique to influence the jury. Or if he had even said the revolving door of public figures coming in. It wasn't that he was too broad. He wasn't broad enough. When you say the problem is black pastors, it's not a problem of breadth. It's a problem of specificity.
Putting those concerns in the proper context. And my apologies to anyone who might have inadvertently been offended.
All right.
The judge. I actually like this judge. I haven't watched as much of this trial as the Rittenhouse trial, and this judge may have done odd things, but I feel like he's been significantly more professional. And we're going to get to, a lot of the very strange things that were said by the Rittenhouse judge.
Uncharged piccolos?
That being one of them. I actually like how this judge has been running the case, but everything about it, we can't have black pastors coming through. I've been asked to apologize. The judge is like, I didn't ask you, Joe. That's not kind of neither here nor there. And if anybody, I apologize if anyone was offended. It's like the quintessential non-apology apology, but there it is. So things not in the Rittenhouse case, the judge is more the cartoon. In this trial, it's more the defense attorney. So send me your thoughts on this. You can find me on Twitter at @dpacman. And then after the break, we'll talk about Judge Bruce Schroeder in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.